Hey friends, I'm Heidi with Heavenly Minded Home. I am in ministry full-time alongside of my husband. I am a homeschool mama to 4 amazing kiddos. And today I wanted to share a little bit about having a morning routine that works for you. Let's be honest, it always feels a little bit nicer when you can wake up and feel like you're ready to take on whatever God puts before you that day versus feeling like you're constantly behind and you're just tripping all over yourself from the moment you wake up. That is not the funnest thing to do. So let's go ahead and talk about how you can start making a morning routine that really does impact you and your home, and it works for exactly what you have going on in this season of life. Hey friends, I'm so glad you guys are here to hang out with us today. You guys know that I love sharing all the homey things. So from homemaking, homeschooling, home discipleship, homesteading, home is such a special place. And as we live heavenly minded, eternity focused in all ways of our life, I think home is a great space to really foster that. And so we're going to be talking about some homemaking things all this week. So if you guys want to make sure to turn on your little bell notifications when you subscribe, and then you'll see these videos as they come out all week long. It is our prayer that our family can truly encourage and equip other families all around the world, and it's been so amazing to see God at work in that. And so going into this week talking about amazing homemaking type topics, I wanted to talk about our morning routines because there's such a difference between a day when you wake up and you feel like I'm ready for whatever it is God's going to put in my path. I'm ready for it. We've got a system. We can handle it. We can do this. And then my friend said it best. We do our Heavenly Minded Home has a podcast. If you guys have missed our past couple weeks of episodes, they're all on a playlist. You guys can go and see them. But we've been talking about burnout and overwhelm and all of that. And she said this, where she said, it feels like you wake up and you're already tripping, like you've tripped into the day. And nothing is worse than those days when you wake up and you just feel like you tripped as you're getting up, and then everything just seems to kind of continue down that path throughout the day. Have you ever had a day like that? And it gets so frustrating. And so one of those days happening is kind of frustrating, but then if 2 of them happen or 3 of them happen or every day you feel that way, that is no fun. So for all of us out there who feel like we keep tripping into our days, leave us a comment down below so we can lift you up in prayer, because we've all been there at some point in time and it is not very fun. And so thinking about this, being godly women, Christian women, we want to serve the Lord in all ways because we are ambassadors of Christ. So if I can have a morning routine, if I can have some sort of order to my day to help set me up for success, I want to do that because I want to make the most of each and every day. I'm not promised tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen. I want to make the most of today. And so what are some simple things that we can start doing to really make our morning routine work for us and work for our family and work for whatever it is that the Lord's put before us? I think there are some simple steps here that they might look a little bit different from my house to your house, but the principle of these steps will still apply. And I know it's a blessing to me, and I pray it can be a blessing to you. Before we get started, I want to be sure to thank our sponsor for today's video, and that would be the Spiral Bible Company. You guys, they are fantastic. I love my Bible reading time, which we're going to talk about today, but I also really love being able to dig in and study and make my notes and pull it all together. And I have many amazing Bibles, and when I saw this Spiral Bible online, I was like, I've got to check this out. It's like a spiral notebook, but it's the Bible. How cool is that? It's such a simple yet genius thing. And so they make these Bibles for all of us who want to be taking notes and being able to highlight and write stuff down and swap around. To have that ease of using a spiral bound book is super, super awesome. And so I have this spiral Bible that they were so kind to send over my way, and I have been loving it so far. We're going to continue to share more about this with you guys, but so far it has been absolutely lovely. So I've really been enjoying using my spiral Bible. You guys go and check them out. We have a link down below. Right now they're having a summer sale where you can save 20% off of your order. So use our link down below. Be sure to put in the coupon code and you guys can enjoy your spiral Bible. So let's get back to the video and talk about how to make a morning routine that really does work for you.
Yeah, but you're gonna need to put on your shoes. Alright, ready?
So I think the first step here that we have to realize when figuring out how to have a better morning routine, how to have one that really works for us, is we need to sit down and think about what will make the biggest impact, right? You have to really assess yourself and your life, your family, and what you're facing and going, what are our struggles each day? Is it that I'm staying up too late and so then I'm really tired and I'm sleeping in and then we're playing catch up all day because I don't have it together and I feel like I'm always behind? That's something that you can address. Is it we wake up and we're rushing out the door and we have all these things we have to go do and nobody ever knows where their shoes are and we can't find the keys and I need to be a little more organized, right? Maybe that's it. Are you just really struggling with a lot of spiritual warfare and spiritual issues, and you feel like you wake up and you just get doing all the things and you're so busy and yet you never have time to be in the Word and be in prayer, and then your attitude and all of that is just off throughout the day? Maybe that's something that would be a big impact. So before we get started with any of this, just pause and really think about what will make an impact. What will really help in your home and whatever it is that you guys are currently facing. My second tip would be prepare the night before. Your morning routine success begins the night before. What are things that you can do? Can you make sure the kitchen's clean before you go to bed? Can you schedule laundry to run overnight or the dishwasher to run? I have my robotic vacuum that I have scheduled to run every single night. So I wake up and these basics of laundry and dishes and floors, they've all been taken care of while I slept. Can you pre-make lunches? Can you gather your husband's stuff he's gonna need for in the morning? What are things that you can do that you can set yourself up, even getting a little more sleep, getting to bed a little earlier so you can wake up feeling rested and refreshed? What are the things that you can do the night before that can help you in those items that are going to have the big impact the morning of? The third tip I have for you all is the moment you wake up, the moment your eyes open and you come to consciousness, pray. Go to the Lord. You guys, we talked about spiritual warfare last week. We know that it is not people that we are up against in our days. It is the spiritual powers. We know that Satan does not want to see our families walking in the ways of the Lord. He does not want to see us pursuing biblical womanhood. He does not want to see us really training up these families that love the Lord and homes that are welcoming and encouraging. That's not what he wants. And so the more that we try to get it together, usually the more opposition we end up seeing. We know this. So the moment I wake up, before I do anything, I want to go to prayer. Lord, thank you. You gave me today. I'm alive. Thank you. Whatever it is I'm facing, whatever it is I'm dealing with, maybe my marriage is struggling, I've got this going on with the kids, I know I'm going to be faced with a busy day, I know I have things that I'm going to come up against, I know that I'm struggling in this area. Lord, help me, guide me, pursue me, show me, convict me. I think it's so important before we start doing any of the things. Lord, I know that I've been off track and I need to get it back together. Help, encourage me, and give me the strength to pull myself back together today, because I know I need to do these things. I know they would be impactful for my family. Go to prayer before you do any of this. The fourth thing here that I love doing every morning is to set the tone of your home. So as soon as I wake up, As soon as I come out, Mom makes such an impact in everyone else in the house. So when I wake up and I start setting that tone, maybe it's I put on some soft music to play. I have my Hymns of the Homemaker. It's a whole playlist I have on my channel where it's soft music and pretty images, and I just turn one on every morning. So the house has this soft, just sweet little music playing. I make sure with my words, good morning, how did you sleep? I need my words to be lovely, my words to be uplifting. So even if my husband wakes up on the wrong side of the bed, or my kids are cranky, or whatever might happen that day, I try to take the lead in setting that tone for my home. If I wake up stressed and overwhelmed and cranky and I'm just rah, 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 rah at everybody, that sets this tone that is not very lovely at all. And then my husband's like, ooh, gosh. And the kids are like, Mom's. I don't want to do that. I want to set the tone that's lovely, that's peaceful. Home is our retreat. The Lord's given us a day that who knows what'll happen. Like, we want to make the most of it. And so what are ways that I can set that tone? That I'm ready to lift up my family. I'm ready for whatever it is. Sure, things are difficult and I get overwhelmed and I'm not doing so great in certain areas, but I'm going to give it to God and I'm going to put my best foot forward, and I know the Lord's going to bless that. My fifth tip, you guys, this is so impactful, is in the morning, get yourself ready. I know it can be so easy to be focused on everyone else and you never really get you ready. But there's something that's really, really helpful in a practical sense about getting yourself ready first thing in the morning. Now, I used to wake up, get dressed immediately, but I've been getting up a little bit earlier and trying to let my husband sleep a little bit. So I've been waiting about an hour or two before I go in there and get ready, just so I'm not bothering him. But I make sure that I get dressed and ready first thing in the morning, literally. Get up, brush my teeth, throw on some clothes, throw on a little bit of makeup. I'm ready to go. I'm prepared. And there's something so helpful about being physically ready, physically putting on some clothes, throwing on a pair of shoes, whatever it might be. I share all of that in my minimalist approach, the Fly Lady system, which you guys can get. I'll link it down below. But getting up, getting dressed, down to shoes, ready to go. When life starts happening and things start going sideways and there's always something and it just happens. Stuff comes up, stuff happens. If you are already physically ready, then you take away that one frustrating element, right? When you're still in your PJs and your hair's a mess and then somebody's knocking on the door and then you forgot you have to go run here and now you still got to try to get ready and you have all of this crazy stuff going on. I do it first thing in the morning, and then whatever the day is, let's tackle it because I'm ready for it. We can go. So taking a couple minutes, I don't take very long at all. I'm dressed and ready to walk out the door, 10, maybe 15 minutes if we're getting crazy. I am quick with it, but I still do it because it's important. And then I feel a little more put together. So even if I'm not going anywhere and I'm not going to see anyone that day, at least I feel prepared. I feel put together. And I notice that I am far more efficiently minded when I've kind of set myself up to be productive and to take care of the things that I need to take care of that day. The sixth tip that I have for you here is in the morning when you get up and you get going, you need to try to tackle something that's on the to-do list. I think all of us probably have a to-do list with way too many to-dos on it that we're probably never realistically going to get to. But when you wake up and in the morning you have some accomplishment, it really does help encourage us to keep that momentum up. So you may not be able to tackle everything on your to-do list first thing in the morning, but you can tackle at least 1, 2, maybe 3 of those things. I know for me, sitting down, getting some time in scripture. That's part of setting the tone for my home. And then that's part of my, hey, this is where I need to be. This is what I need to be doing. This is a priority in my life. And you know that because you see me get to it first thing. It's a priority. I make sure that different tasks around the house, those things get taken care of. We make sure that certain chores are done in the morning. I set myself up for success the night before, and then we have things we finish up in the morning. I sit down to the computer. I give myself a little window of time where I can go to my husband's office and work uninterrupted and really check off some of those kind of just, time-consuming tasks that I need to get done, I want to get done, but it's nice if I can just sit down in the quiet of the morning and kind of check a couple of those things off. We make sure that we get outside and we get animals fed and chickens let out and dogs put out to protect the chickens and all of these little things that we have to do. Getting up and just making that a priority to get where I need to be spiritually, get where I need to be emotionally, and get where I need to be physically through these different ways of waking up in prayer, going to scripture, getting dressed and ready, getting some of my to-dos done, those practical things that need to happen, getting those accomplished first thing in the morning. I really notice that I'm setting myself up for success all throughout the day because I'm up, I'm ready, I've been fed spiritually, and I'm getting my stuff done that I need to get done. And there's something so energizing about kind of checking off some of those things that then opens you up to continue on with whatever else it is that you need to do that day. And the last point I want to share with you all here today is in your mornings of getting up and getting ready, there's those practical things, and that's wonderful. Checking off some of those to-dos, feeling a little bit of motivation, coming through as you're accomplishing things, and that's wonderful. But don't forget to soak up the blessings. Every day is truly a gift because none of us are promised tomorrow. One day I won't have kids in my house anymore. Pretty soon my son could want to move out. I don't know, right? I have all these things going on. I want to appreciate my marriage. I want to appreciate my children. I want to appreciate my home, regardless of how broken and old and falling apart it may be, because it is. I want to appreciate that. It's not about the perfection. It's not about what I think it should be and just obsessing over that, but it's about being thankful and content with what the Lord has given us today, because God promises to give us exactly what we need. And so if I don't have it today, it's because I don't need it today, and my Heavenly Father knows that. So instead, I'm going to trust Him. I'm going to be thankful and content with what I do have, and I am going to soak up these blessings to the best of my ability today and every day. Friends, I pray that this can be a blessing and an encouragement to you as we pull it together sometimes, right? Sometimes we need just a little bit of encouragement along the way to be like, you know what I'm doing right now isn't working so hot, but we're gonna fix that. I'm going to pause and I'm going to say, how can I set myself up for success today? And all that the Lord is going to put before me, that I'm ready for it. Lord, I know you're going to guide my steps. You're going to lead me. You're going to empower me through your Spirit. And so what are things that I can be doing to be a little more together, a little more focused, and prioritizing exactly what it is that you desire of me? If you guys want to know a little bit more about biblical womanhood and kind of just enjoy this study, we're doing it right now. It's our 5th year that we're going through biblical womanhood. I will link it down below if you guys want to come and join us for that. It has been such a wonderful time. The ladies over there are the best. So you guys are all welcome to come and join us. Otherwise, I'm going to get back to my day, let you guys kind of think about this, pray over this, and if you want a little more encouragement or inspiration, here's a video right here that I think you guys will absolutely enjoy. Otherwise, I will see you all for another video right back here tomorrow.